All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to XL106.9 FM. The show is Deep Conversations with 𝗚𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗍 here on Premium Station, broadcasting live from the beautiful city of 𝗂𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗍. Call me your love, call me the radio. Give me just a DJ, but once it done, body flexing. You don't come back, baby, lie down, oh. All right, so do us a favor, tell everyone around you to come listen to XL106.9 FM. Today I've been joined here live in the studios of XL106.9 FM by a woman I really respect, Professor Edna Akpan. Mommy, Bavaria. Got your many years ago I used to introduce you on radio as Dr. Edna, and then I do associate prof. And now I'm privileged to introduce you as Professor. Professor, you're welcome to the studios of XL106.9 FM.
Thank you very much. The honor is mine.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, listeners.
All right. Let me also, when somebody's already known, you don't introduce the presenter. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Barrister Anietie Bassey. Barrister, you're welcome to the studios of XL106.9 FM.
MC Governor, thank you for hosting me again. Good evening, listeners. It's a pleasure. You know, it's a deep conversation, so
your voice has to be very deep.
I have to ignite the baritonic part of my voice.
Sharp.
Yes, please.
Sharp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I also have live in the studios of XL106.9 FM. I call her Monica with the money, Monica for money. Her name is Monica Inyang. Monica is a banker. Monica, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, MC.
And then my friend and brother from Sultan local government area of 𝗗𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗄𝗏 State, Barrister Cosmas. Barrister Cosmas, you're welcome.
Thank you, MC Governor. It's my pleasure.
All right, so quickly, before we continue this conversation, first we have to go and say thank you to our sponsors on this program. I'd like to send a shout out to Fabulous and More, number 317 Oran Road before Shelter Freak Junction, and the Blugrin Fabrics, number 25 𝗚𝗏𝗲𝗽 Road here in the beautiful city of 𝗂𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶𝗍. Thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here. What we're doing wouldn't make sense if you're not listening. My name is 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Call me MC Governor. It's my honor to be back on your radio this beautiful Tuesday, the 17th day in the month of March 2026. I don't need a date. Time check now. But so when you say, "Minute me free down," Asarabo Ankaneko Sokedo Ndobi. Besides that, never make a deep conversation. Feel free to use any language you can communicate with. But when you come, I say so often, you know, Sangari, he can be Unega, Sanu, Sinu Greka, Bibendigam, got the group. All right, so before we continue, I call this the question game so that the listeners will get to know the people behind this microphone. So just quickly do a game. This game we have rules. Prof, I will start with you. Rule of this game is very simple. You cannot say I cannot answer that. You're allowed to answer your question within 4 seconds. Yes, these are not brain teasers, they are not puzzles, so we assume that you have the answers ready-made, so you're not supposed to think about them. That's rule number 2. Rule number 3, you don't explain your answers. Direct question, direct answers. Ready?
Sure.
Sure, I should shoot. All right, so let me start with Prof. Prof, what attracted you to your husband?
He was a very handsome young man, very unassuming, and very quiet listener, and quite accommodating. Period.
And not gonna get from you, gotta get in between. Okay, all right, Prof. What's your favorite food?
Pardon?
What's your favorite food?
Ekbanguku.
Okay, so if you were not a lecturer, what would you be doing?
I have passion for children. I would have had a daycare center.
A daycare
and
center.
that would have metamorphosed to nursery primary, you know, and secondary school.
So I'm going to say 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗃. So I'm going to say 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗃 at the end of the day.
I've been a caterer
Okay.
over so many years. And I like sewing. I use my hands to do a lot of things, and I can also bake very well.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the shoe size?
40.
40. All right. If you have enough money to travel around the world, mention the first 3 countries you would like to go to that you've not visited yet.
Switzerland,
1,
Australia,
2,
New Zealand.
3. All right, Barrister, I'll come over to you now. Barrister, fair or dark lady?
Fair.
Fair. All right. On a scale of 0 to 10, rate how good you can cook.
10.
10. If I don't go with the member, I don't get with the member. All right. Okay, so question number 3. Between Gary and Fufu, this is a series, so you just answer them as they come. Gary or Fufu?
Fufu.
Rice or beans?
Rice.
Fish or meat?
Fish.
Okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, rate how good you can drive.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Did you marry your first girlfriend?
No.
No. Okay. All right, Monica. Makeup or no makeup?
Makeup.
Flat or high heel?
High heels.
Oh, okay. Wig or braiding?
Wigs.
Will you walk up to a man if you like him enough?
No.
No.
Never. Not doing that.
Rados.
Look at that side while you're looking at it.
Okay, what part of your body are you most proud of?
My legs.
Your legs?
Yeah.
Yang gum bong on legs bong. Okay. All right. So, what can you do to break the bank? Like that thing you're sure that as soon as you do that thing, you make enough money. Even if they wake you up from sleep, you'll do it and make money.
Convincing customers to buy products from me. Even if you don't want to buy, you'll end up buying what you don't need from me.
I see why you're a successful marketer. All right. Have you ever dog dated before in your life?
No.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So I'll cross over to Barrister. Barrister Anietie.
Do you still have questions for me?
He can repeat the question.
Of course, the rules of the game prohibits me from rejecting the question, so that's why I'm calling him to order already so to be careful.
Okay, what do you spend more money on?
Fashion.
Fashion. I don't know. I better go about the ball for the shirt. I get them trousers.
That's what makes me happy.
Okay, so TV or radio?
Radio.
Radio. What was the last time you read a newspaper?
Been quite a while.
Quite a while. Considering the fact that you're a married man, do you still look at ladies and you admire them like, I wish I wasn't married?
I sure do.
So you belong to that WhatsApp group? I wish I met you before my wife.
I don't say that.
Oh, okay. All right. Low cut or afro?
Low cut.
How regular are you in the gym?
I'm a fanatic.
Okay, so we can now begin this program. Listeners, you assume with that question you should be able to analyze the people we have in the studio now. So I'll allow you to do the remaining job yourself. If you have questions, feel free to join this conversation here on radio. All you need to do is to dial the number 0809-333-1069. I'll take that again, 0809-333-1069. You can also call the alternative number 0700-000-1069. I'll take that again, 0700-000-1069. Okay, so to begin this, we have carryover questions. We would like to just treat a few before we go back to the WhatsApp platform and then begin to take calls and maybe also check the NGL to see how many anonymous messages we have waiting. Okay, I have like new 7 now waiting, so we'll open them and begin to read them one after the other. Okay, but let me start with you, Barrister. Read what you have there.
As a single man without kids, is it safe to marry a single mother who has never been married?
Okay, so since you're the reader, help us answer that.
If I was in the shoe of the questionnaire,
Yes.
I'll have a different perspective to this. I can marry whosoever I want to marry if the person fits into the criteria of my expectations. Having to be a single mother is not a disqualification from being a very caring, loving, and accommodating wife. People have a past, and people's past should not be used to judge them, especially if this was really a mistake. We have traversed life, and we know that nobody is righteous. So, except and otherwise, where a single mother is the kind that says, I don't want to be someone's wife, then you cannot force that. There are people who have decided that they can never be married. They just stand out, have their children, or have a child, and then life continues. So that person is not qualified. So my final take on this would be, the questioner should ask himself, what do I want in a woman? Most women, or most girls, let me say most girls don't even know who a wife should be or who a mother should be. The societal perspective about marriage has really changed in this age far more than it was 20 years ago. So that people are more materialistic today than the sublime issues that define a home. So look back into yourself and ask yourself if you are even able to be someone's husband before you begin to talk about why she's a single mother. After all, you say she has never been married.
Okay.
Even divorcees, let me conclude, even divorcees are still qualified to be married.
All right. Prof, do you have a take on that?
I thought you knew my question.
All right. So read from my phone. This just came in. So please, since I didn't write that out, just help me read that.
Why do some men show strong initial interest and affection, then become distant and inconsistent, especially in communication? And what does this reveal about their intentions, emotional availability and maturity, and awareness of the hurt it causes?
All right. Okay, so answer since you're the reader, Prof.
Is she a man?
I am not a man,
She can answer that question.
so I can't answer the question. So you throw the question to a man.
Okay, so Prof.
We are the receiving end.
Don't worry, our barrister will do justice to that.
Oh,
Okay, so you heard the question, I guess.
Yes.
All right, so help me answer.
when a man sees a lady, it depends on what the man is looking out for. Like my brother said, the other question, the issue of a man liking someone, whether married or not, whether a particular spec or not, or showing interest, it's about what the man wants at a particular time. And we have to understand that most times relationship, we should be very intentional. Like a relationship is mainly about two people. It's not about the children will come and go because...
No, the question here is actually really simple. Sorry to cut in. Why do some men, not all men, because I mean some of us, maybe me and Barrister...
Hey, don't even tell me your WhatsApp. I learned you are married.
Why do some men...
Yeah.
Why do some men show strong initial interest and affection, then become distant and inconsistent, especially in communication? So,
when you see a car that is sprayed, maybe new, you like the car from outside. You understand? The conversation will bring about the interior of the car. It's not necessarily that the person is bad. It might just be that the attributes that you were looking out for are not there. It's the conversation that brings out the person. The chatting, the discussion,
so why
the
not bold
interaction.
enough to tell the person? I mean, I was expecting 𝗚𝗚𝗃𝗃𝗃.
No. You can.
At this point, I don't think we are compatible.
You can just sit back and you know that one of the greatest gifts God has given us is the ability to learn. So if you sit back and try to introduce those things, you try to introduce the thing to them, they come against you. You are judging me and all that. But there are things that you can quietly teach somebody. If the person is teachable, I keep saying that if the person is teachable, then it can be okay. So the man might have seen things, seen the outside is beautiful, this is all, we have all the curves and all that. But then getting close, beginning to converse with the person, realizes that this person, in a there are some red flags everywhere, and then he decides to withdraw.
Okay, so those were not obvious at the genesis of
yeah,
that
no,
relationship.
they were not.
Okay, so
this is my take. This is my take.
Okay.
There's a philosophy that no man should lead a woman whom he is not willing and capable of keeping her where he wants to take her to. Now, there's been misplaced ideology about relationship. People are on the fast lane. Relationship shouldn't just be the first start point. You see someone, that's the meeting point. From the meeting point, you begin to exchange values. For me, I'm a sapiosexualist. I love intelligent women. And so the first thing that can even lure you to me is how intelligent you are. So at the point of meeting, I would have begun to diffuse the personality involved before this meeting becomes a friendship. Friendship stage is where you and I, at this point, begin to set our boundaries and our perceptions, our opinions, our objective about our life, the life we wish to build, and all of that. Socially, and all of that is built before we begin to talk about relationship. So when you allow a man to force drive from meeting point, I just meet someone and you say I love you. Oh, no, that's not it.
Okay.
You cannot meet someone. Please allow me. You can just meet someone for the first time at maybe at events. I love you, baby girl. Please, how are you loving? Because at that point, it's already coming.
What happens to love at first sight?
That's a different ball game from the question here. Love at first sight should not even be force driven. So I'm saying that for us guys, a lot of us do not even know how to begin to build what is called relationship. So when you begin from the very first day and begin to chat, give her all the hope, she's getting used to you. Like you said, by the time you got into the car and you realize that the AC is not chilling, you didn't want a chilling AC, otherwise you would have exercised what is called delayed gratification. You get to know this person if she meets your values before you pronounce a relationship. It is beautiful to wait and build a final house than to rush it. After all, the Bible says, who intends to build a mansion and hasn't taken the cost? So that's where the problem lies.
Okay, we'll come back to all of this, but then let me allow Prof read a question that she can answer. All right, so help us read that one now.
The question goes for, my wife's elder brother was very rich, but didn't help us in any way. He wasn't even taking my wife at her sister's call. He had an accident. He's been hospitalized since 2024. Now, my wife is calling me heartless for refusing to care for him. That's a brother and his 2 kids. How do I manage this situation?
Oh, ira ye gama gam boy kisen ge hom. Sidaro bokodi bok. Awara ribo ya ge puse mbo ba ngene kay mo. E jangi.
Ah, di bok sa paniko. Everybody should know there's a tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the way you lay your bed, so you lie on it. Most often, when some people attain a certain height in life, they tend to forget their peer, their group, their family members, and they carve a niche for themselves. And by so doing, they feel they have arrived.
Right.
At the end of it, if peradventure anything strikes, like accident that has just been mentioned, and they tend to spend, or one is hospitalized and needs so much money, to cater for the ill health, they want to look back, at those people that they never really had time for, that they despised in their wee days. It's really unfortunate because that's a lot that is going on in our society right now. And they're now seeing the other person they had been neglecting and then, trying to the background as somebody that should be of help now. Well, since most of us are Christians, as a Christian family, Christian brother or sister, you can decide to lend a helping hand. But that notwithstanding, it is always good to tell the truth.
So what is the truth here?
The truth is that they were not there for that person. Anyone that is not there for you, you shouldn't be there for that person. No?
Okay,
𝗚𝗂𝗲𝗿 𝗂𝗂𝗁𝗃𝗃. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, all right. So Monica, you want to say something?
Okay, so like Prof had mentioned, we know that what we sow is definitely what we are going to reap. But since we are all Christians in this part of the world, we know that what you sow or where you sow may not be where you reap. So because kindness is not supposed to be just for people who show up for you. You should be kind enough even when people tend not to be kind to you. Not because of them, but because
are you sure
of
they're
who
not
you
going
are.
to take you for granted?
The people's perception of you should not change who you are.
Oh, okay.
If you're a good person, just because the other person does not value you or see you as being good, doesn't mean you should change your person to fit in how the person sees you, because you are destroying who you are. So it's quite unfortunate that this is happening, but it should also be a learning point for other persons who tend to carve a niche for themselves when the going is good, forgetting they can spread love around. I will just advise, if the husband has enough to cater for himself and lend a few times to who is not able to cater for himself in this situation, which is his in-law, he can try, but he's not under any obligation to do that. Like Prof had rightly said, like me now, I did for who did for me.
Right.
Yes, but at the same time, there should be empathy,
Okay,
and a little bit of kindness to spread around.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because you as
Will you care for this man and his family?
not as much as I would have cared if we were on the same borrowing for you. But I will try.
Yeah, because the Bible says you should love your neighbor as yourself. So you love yourself first, so you know how to
How about
love
them?
your
I
neighbor.
don't want to get better now.
It's a generic philosophy about how you should care for others.
Okay, so let's move on. Monica, what do you have for us there? The person, Monica.
Okay, so I have a question here. Why do men pursue women who are not their spec when they are not ready for a relationship with them? I don't think I can answer that.
I mean, don't pursue the
There's
tell me.
there's a portion in the Bible that reads, test and say that the Lord is good. And the next line reads, happy are those who trust in the Lord. A lot of men like testing. They test from one point to the other. Most often, if they are married to a fair lady like our brother Barrister said he likes fair ladies, he will always want to try a dark one. It's very common in our time. And sometimes if his spec is a slim, fine, slick babe, the one he will go for will be the one with a fat and big bobs. And he just wants to try and see what other people have been serving over the years.
Yeah.
But that notwithstanding, everybody, all men are men. They are created as men. And a typical African man or woman should know that we are born into a polygamous setting. Purely African. There are certain things you can control and
Prof, I have a
things you
question.
cannot.
Sorry to come out.
Why do you break me when I'm
So
talking?
sorry.
Allow it to flow.
When you say polygamous, is that what you said?
Setting.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that also imply that women are allowed to take more than one man at a time?
Not polyandry.
No.
Answer the question.
Prof, please flow.
So if I'm me as a man, I'm polygamous. Should I also look away if my wife decides to, for one or two reasons, take more than one man?
Why should your wife even have such thoughts?
So why should a man have
Our
such
society
thoughts?
doesn't allow that.
It's
The
a societal
society, it's a
construct.
societal, yes.
I'm getting society.
And honestly speaking, it favors the men more than the women.
Prof, I will call your attention to
Please
that
do.
aspect when we say it favors the men more than the women.
I'm talking about that culture and tradition. And nothing else.
About the liberties in these
Sure.
polygamous. Okay,
Yeah.
So I thought the society generally favors
No,
women.
no,
Culturally.
no.
Yeah. So still to buttress the point you've made, whether we like it or yes, the societal perception how a man should be or who he is a hunter.
Oh,
Yes.
But you don't do.
The man has capabilities in it that he is developing. The word Casanova did not just come to be. It was created by the society, and people saw the picture and the capacity in it, and they are lured into being who that is. So just as the Prof used my learned friend, that he said his spect is a fair lady, he doesn't even know his spect.
So I would like to add something.
Let me land this line of thought. I don't think any man has a spect.
Yeah.
That's your thought too.
Yes. This is why I'm saying
Let
that.
me surprise you, sir.
Let me land on that. A man says, I like or I prefer fair ladies. So what are you doing with the ebony? You want to test? Will you enjoy it? A man is a man. I like to watch Najo Wild. The lion keeps waiting. It locks in the corner. When it's hungry, he knows that he has about the level of the energy is maybe 2 bars. He sees an hyena that are coming in packs. He won't chase. But immediately a leopard walks alone, he would go after it and would expend the last energy and ensure that he gets that so that he can be fed. What makes the difference in every man is the power of restraint, that either you were lucky to be taught or trained on time to reserve. That's why you won't be like others. But there's something inside of us, like the turbocharger car that wants to be driven. So when you follow it, now so they will say, this man, every person where they carry anything on skates. So this question, on this
Anietie,
question,
you said something. You
on
said
this
something.
question,
Have you looked at the question again?
on this question, sir, why should you that knows that this is not your spec? I want to say that every woman has something intact that can lure a man.
Like what?
Might be the way she, could be physiologically, the way she looks, the way she behaves, her courage, her ability. Even in drama, someone is acting drama, someone is dancing, a man is lured immediately to want to always have her sing for him. From that singing, something else will come. We cannot keep deceiving ourselves. The man is the person who should control his own urges. Otherwise, there is nothing like spec, please.
Anietie, you've looked at the question. You said something from the beginning of this conversation.
Yes.
Now, when you look at a relationship must it always be something that leads to something? It could be a business relationship or anything.
Don't divert this discussion.
Wait
We're not
now,
talking about business relationship.
wait now,
MC
calm
Governor.
down.
We are not in court.
Calm down. Calm down.
Excuse
But
me.
let me land. Let me land. You said, why do men pursue women who are not their spec when they are not ready for a relationship with them?
Can I say something, please?
All right, go ahead. You're the woman here.
I just think that most men have audacity. The audacity is out of this world. Because
That's the capacity the lion has now.
Yeah, the audacity is just too much. You've seen that the parameters are there. You're not rich. That's Inyang Testament.
You're wrong. Let me tell you where it lies. Let me tell you, hold on there. Let me tell you, a woman is a woman in the eye of a man.
That
whether
is the
a boy.
problem.
That is not a problem.
That's a problem.
Anietie, let me land. Just hear me out first. They are not ready for a relationship with them. Have you seen that the second part of this question is not about the man. It's about the woman thinking and concluding that the man that is talking to me, that the man that is trying to reach out to me is looking for a relationship. It may not necessarily be a relationship. You could have someone you want to talk to, and you are thinking, oh, maybe because at the end of the day, the man...
Make your intentions clear from the inception, sir.
Make your intentions... You are the one that sat down here, Anietie, to say that at the beginning, that you can just talk.
Would you mind to call me the way you should call me?
Oh, Lenny Senior, sorry.
Yes, please.
So wait, you are the one that said here that we start and then everybody jumps to conclusion. I know of so many men that start a relationship because they just want to talk to that person. The relationship is not going to end in that thoughts of that girl. It's just a relationship. You are relating with someone, you are talking to somebody, maybe you are talking about academics, talking about law, talking about religion.
Okay, eschew all those angles. Eschew all those angles and come to where you are unable to make your bargain plain and
Gentlemen,
clear.
let me bring you back to this
so that we can be on this discussion.
All right. Okay, so let me come back home. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Deep Conversations with Emcee 𝗗𝗲𝗄𝗏. I have with me the CD of XL106.9 FM, Professor Edna, Barrister Cosmas, Miss Monica, and Barrister Anietie. We've been talking about very many things, but now I want to zero it down to something that concerns money. Okay, so if we are talking money, a young man who is almost 40 is being given a condition by a woman who is almost his age. I can make you comfortable financially if you decide to marry me. Should that be something you consider, considering the fact that you've been out of school for years without a job and this woman is maybe a bit more comfortable than you? Prof.
You end up becoming a houseboy for the ladies. That's all.
Say that again.
You heard me clearly. You end up becoming a houseboy for the lady.
Okay, so does it mean that a man should not marry a woman who is more comfortable financially than him?
That wasn't the question.
But in this case, the lady is saying we can come together and become a family, become partners. I have money. I can help you grow. So let's come together and be husband and wife.
Let's say this.
Though this is like the condition for the marriage.
The Prof had answered. Let me come in here. If you go blindly into that relationship, 99% of such relationship, you will be the houseboy. But this is a way to do it sharply. If she is well-to-do financially and well-connected, and if her intention is right, you must guide that intention. There should be a way you can direct her to establish you, either through having you an employment or opening up a business, so that you would be able to meet a responsibility that is not just socially expected, but it is natural that you must bring something to the table. When you were called a breadwinner, it wasn't because you will walk along and then pick free bread. You must earn the bread. It's a gospel that must be preached to our mentality, and we must put it to bear. If you wake up every other morning, she's the one who gives you your meal and then the money for the beer to drink with the boys. You lose your honor. And you know what's on our mind is always the protection of our sense of pride.
I think differently.
Okay, sir.
I think differently. Money is a factor in every serious relationship, particularly marriage. But then we know of so many rich women that have so much respect for their, let me call it, poor husband.
But this is clearly defined at the Genesis. This is
no.
scenario.
I'm coming.
Okay.
It is more of looking at the values of the lady. Like what we are saying, the conversation will bring out these values. Now, you as a man should know naturally that you should build yourself to a state. So even if she was richer at the beginning, you should be looking at, okay, how do I turn to become richer than her? Yes, she can be the source.
Should that be a consent?
No.
Relationship.
No.
Your hand is like this.
And she's the one
No.
asking you to marry.
She's the one that is asking you to
No.
marry him.
No.
Marry her.
No. If she has values and has respect, because I know
What
that
kind of values are you looking at
What do you
here?
mean
No,
by values then?
now-
When you say values,
now-
what are you
What do
talking
you mean
about?
by values?
humility drives
I hear you.
the home.
A woman is
So
telling
you
that
think
it's not
the woman
possible.
who is bold
Let me
enough to tell you to come and
let me
marry me
tell
for my
you,
money
let me tell you.
is humble to you?
Prof, from experience, from practical professional experience, a woman would only endure for a while when she's the one that is giving you all you want.
Yes.
Let me tell you, you cannot rewire her. They are made to preserve you because of who you are, not you being the burden onto them. And at all the times they call you, will always talk about that thing you people talk about, submission. That thing you people call submission. She's not submissive. And you talk about value. Do you know what it takes to make money and feed a man who has exchanged his responsibility even completely onto a woman? Even my daughter would not advise her to marry any man that cannot win a meal. I will
We were
not.
not talking about a man that could not win.
You didn't listen to
You
the
didn't listen to
question.
the
No.
Read the question again to him.
All right, so can we move away from here and just allow the callers to be
I
part of
listened
what
to
we're
the
doing
question.
here? Okay, so I will come back to this conversation.
Don't move away from that.
Oh, okay.
It's a
No,
very
stay
critical
there. It's a
question.
critical
It's
question.
a critical question because we need to try as much as we can to create awareness amongst our men and women in
Yeah.
terms of relationship.
Okay.
Some people do take it for granted. Take relationship for granted. Even though you're expecting that mutual understanding, it will be for a while. A man is supposed to be the head of the family.